Hello and welcome to another edition of Verbal Surgery. I'm your humble savant, Tim A. Cummins, here with some thoughts to make you a better person, a happier person, and really, isn't that what it's all about? Feeling good? That's why you come for some verbal surgery from your humble verbal surgeon. That's right. I want to talk to you just a few minutes today about negative thinking. You know, I'm sure if you're a normal person, which I assume you are, that from time to time you have people that come over there and say bad things to you that get your feelings hurt. Is that true? Would you say that's accurate? Let me ask you your reaction when someone says something really negative to you. What's your feeling? First off, do you think there's any truth in what they say? Is that why it really hurts your feelings? Probably not. In fact, the times that we get the most angry about it, the most upset, is because we know that what they're saying is not the truth. That's what really hurts our feelings. So focus on that for just a second. First off, whatever they said, it's not true. Now, if it was true, which it's not, but if it was true, what would be your response? Well, I would hope that you would try to change whatever it was that they were saying was wrong, because that helps to make you a better person. But if it's not true, and you are a good person, as I think you are, then what happens when they say that? Well, you get angry, and then you start to think negative thoughts, negative things about them. Think about the emotional energy that you spend thinking negative thoughts about them. Now, what happens? You hear what they say over and over and over again. You run that loop over and over and over again with that thing that they said that makes you upset. And in your mind, you start coming up the snappy comebacks, the witty comebacks, the things that you would have said, all those negative things that you would say against them, to them. And the reason you didn't is because either you were afraid to, because maybe they're an authority over you, or because, why? Why didn't you say them? You didn't think of them at the time? Negative thoughts are a two-edged sword, and that's what I like to spend some time. Negative thoughts are a two-edged sword that cut both you and them. But I'm most concerned about when it cuts you. Think about it. When you start going into these long, drawn-out discussions with yourself, discussions that nobody ever hears except for you, and you start going over and over, round and round and round, and all these negative things that you're saying to them, all those things, even while talking about it, don't you feel yourself getting a little bit tense, a little bit angry because you can think about something that they said, right? Can you see how that has a physiological effect? And really, when you say those in your mind to those people, because we rarely ever say them out loud, right? What's going on? You are reliving that event. In fact, you are amplifying those negative things that they said. That's the two-edged sword, you see. It cuts them if you ever said it, but it also cuts you. So what should we do in place of that? Well, the first thing is, whenever anybody says anything negative to you, realize, hey, we're all thin-skinned. Even the verbal surgeon is thin-skinned. Do you think I like it when I read somebody that reads one of my tweets, and I have 70,000 people read these things, and one person will say something negative? What thought do you think even your humble savant, your verbal surgeon, would think about? Hey, and it's true for famous people, not just guys like myself that are secretly famous. It's everybody thinks about that, right? First thing to do is to realize that it's not true, and it's no longer going to have any effect on you. It's not true, and it's no longer going to have any effect on you. Because think about it this way. Remember when I was saying that two-edged sword cuts both ways? What do you think that negative thinking is doing to that guy or that woman who said those negative things? What do you think it's doing to them? Because let me ask you a question. People that are negative almost never have a very high self-esteem. The ones that are the meanest, you know who they're the meanest to? Themselves. Now, you may not believe that. You may think, no, they're in love with themselves. I don't agree. If they have that kind of bad attitude, mean attitude, they're almost always focusing at least as much of that energy against themselves. You know why? Because a lot of people say these negative things in kind of an offhand, supposedly funny way, because they want people's what? They want people's attention. That's what they really crave. And when people ignore them, when people act as if what they said is completely irrelevant and has no effect on you at all, that, my friend, is the wittiest comeback of all. They can't stand that. When somebody just looks at them and smiles, acknowledges what they say with a head shake, and then does an about face and leaves, that just drives them crazy. Because you know what? They're not used to that kind of reaction. A smile, a knowing glance at them like, I realize that you've got some problems, because nobody that is a nice person says anything like what you just said. The whole idea of the feeling of, I'm going to pray for you about that, it just drives them completely bonkers. So, to realize, number one, that what they're saying is not true. It has no effect on you. Number two, you are going to put up a shield of happiness and positivity rather than taking out the two-edged sword, which also cuts yourself. Put up that shield. A shield of smiles. Just like that. Can you do that? It's not hard. A slight smile and a nod. And then just turn around and leave. Like, you know something about them that even they may not realize completely. Put up the shield of a smile. Understand that they're completely irrelevant. And the most important thing to remember, you are dadgum awesome, baby. You are a fantastic person. You are art by God. You are one of a kind. You are unique. And every time that you look into the mirror, I want you to remember that you are special, that you have something of great worth to bring to the earth. And you are making the place a better environment for everybody around, and especially for you. I really appreciate you listening to this, your verbal surgery shot for today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day.